So no wins there, but to the rest of the football. And of our 8 other teams in action over the weekend, 6 of them drew. And that's as good as it got. Not a single winning team from the West Midlands this weekend. Still, there were some decent goals. 4 in Wolves' clash with Wigan and 2 between Birmingham and Charlton. After their impressive win at Millwall, Birmingham continue to prove they're at their best on their travels, although they had to come from behind at Charlton after Igor Vetterkelly headed in. Initially, Paul Robinson went close to levelling, but his diving header was turned away. David Davis would secure a point though, with a nifty turn and finish. Wolves' Dave Edwards dedicated this opening goal against Wigan to his grandfather, who'd passed away days earlier. At the other end, James Perch levelled the scores, also with a header. And before half-time, Wigan were ahead, Marc-Antoine Fortuné blasting in from close range. In the second 45, Bakary Sakho went close, but the side netting wasn't what he was aiming for. However, he got the back of the net soon after to ensure a share of the points. Derby are now 10 games unbeaten but could only pick up a point against Millwall. Both sides had chances to snatch all 3. Manager Steve McLaren admitted after the game his side had lacked quality in the final third. If they'd found the net, they'd be top of the league. As it is, Derby sit 4th. Joe Bryan gave Walsall work to do after he put visiting Bristol City ahead. But the home team deserved at least a point, and Romain Sawyers made sure they got it 5 minutes from time. Coventry City brought a run of 3 straight defeats to an end, but it was still close at the Ricoh. Josh McCoy finished off Jim O'Brien's free kick. The scorer then set up Simeon Jackson for goal number 2, and the Sky Blues looked to be cruising. But John Gregory's visitors hit back, first with a stunning effort from Gwion Edwards, and then 4 minutes later, Isel McLeod made it 2-2. Port Vale had had a man sent off by the time Fleetwood ensured they'd leave empty-handed, Stephen Dobie slotting in an 80th minute penalty. In League 2, Burton and Shrewsbury lost, but Cheltenham drew. Matt Taylor had given them hope of a first league win since August. But AFC Wimbledon levelled through Adam Barrett. I've actually got something winning coming up, also someone losing, but we'll gloss over that. Now, what were you doing this week in 2011? That's the last time Leicester Tigers lost 3 Premiership games in a row. They've now done it again. Their match against Gloucester on Saturday was effectively over by half-time after 3 tries by the home side. Put them 39 ahead at the break. Tigers' David Mele got 1 in the second half, but there was no way back for Leicester. Gloucester, though, they move up to 5th, while the Tigers slip to 10th.
There's no guarantees in sport, and we've got to get out there on Friday night. We've got to get a better performance out of the players. We've got to make a lot less errors, and we need to get a win under us and turn the corner.
And now just briefly before I go, sport's often overlooked. Badminton makes a big change today. Take a look at these pictures. This is Gail Ems. She's going to be playing for Derby, Team Derby, and they're taking on Birmingham. It's a brand new league, starts tonight in Birmingham at the NIA, and it's hoped it'll give badminton a whole lot more exposure. It's going to be live on TV. Badminton could become a big thing in the future.
Great. We look forward to it. Steve, thank you very much. Now we're going to talk about Lego because many people have fond memories of playing with it as a child. Over the years, we've featured some weird and wonderful creations made from the toy, including a replica of a Rolls-Royce jet engine in 2012.
Well, now an American artist is using the rectangular little bricks to make modern art by recreating some of the classics, and he's brought his sculptures to the UK for the first time, as Chris Halpin reports.
From Edvard Munch's The Scream to the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo. It's classic art, but as you've never seen it before. It's the world's first exhibition to entirely focus on Lego as an art form, and is the brainchild of American artist Nathan Sawaya.
It's taken a while for the art world to really accept Lego as an art medium, but the art world has come around, and when they see what I've done with the work, it's really, taking Lego into a whole different place, doing these human forms that have so much emotion. They're very surreal. I think now they see it as a whole new type of art.
But aside from his interpretations of the classics, there's room for more surreal sculptures in the collection, and the artist says the Lego format encourages more people to take an interest in art.
I found it's been a great way to engage children in art and art history, because how do you talk to a 5-year-old about, the Mona Lisa or the Statue of David? But here's this opportunity, because it's made out of a toy they're familiar with, that you can really at least start the conversation.
There are 75 different sculptures, which totals more than 4,000 hours of painstaking work. And using more than 1 million bricks, the artist confesses building the models can be frustrating at times.
There's challenges of, keeping up the energy you need to create the art. I've been told I go into a bit of a trance while I'm working at times. Using these little rectangular pieces to make, life-size human forms with all the curves of the human body can be challenging. I suppose out of this exhibition, the most challenging piece probably was the Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton replica. It took me an entire summer to build, and I used over 80,000 Lego bricks.
And as it's his first visit to the UK, he's added a few British classics to his collection. Whatever your view on its artistic merit, it certainly proves Lego isn't just a children's toy. Chris Halpin, ITV News.
Right, let's construct a weather picture now with Manali Luca.
Hello there, good evening to you. It has been quite a miserable start to the new working week today. Cool, wet and windy for a time, and the forecast for the week ahead is looking quite changeable. Further showers, windy at times, but it won't be a complete washout. There will be some dry, some bright spells of sunshine to enjoy as well. Now if we look ahead at the forecast through the course of this evening, you can see today's rain has now cleared off the sea and it's pushed into the North Sea. Behind it, drier, clearer conditions, although out towards the west we're starting to see some showers develop, and they'll become a bit more of a feature for us through the overnight period and into tomorrow. So here we have the forecast for tonight. Essentially it will be a largely dry night with light winds and clear spells. We could well see some pockets of mist and fog patches form, and then towards the latter part of the night some showers developing from the south and west. That sets the scene for Tuesday morning. Quite a murky start to the day, some mist and fog to start off with, but through the course of the morning we'll have some showers, but they will tend to ease through the afternoon. A brighter picture generally through the afternoon, fewer showers as well, although it will still be quite breezy out there. And then beyond that it stays unsettled, I'm afraid, through the course of the week, certainly for Wednesday and Thursday. Further showers around. On Wednesday the showers at times merging into some longer spells of rain. It will be quite windy at times, particularly on Thursday, but temperatures not looking too bad at all. Bye bye.
And just before we go, let's give you a reminder of tonight's top stories on ITV News Central. A pensioner in court charged with making an improvised explosive device and possessing firearms with intent to endanger life has been revealed as the man who shot and killed 5 people in the Midlands in 1978. Barry Williams, now known as Harry Street, was released back into the community after 14 years in psychiatric care.
A campaign's underway at Birmingham Children's Hospital to give vaccinations to those most at risk of flu.
And Carl Haynett from the Black Country is representing the West Midlands at tonight's Pride of Britain Awards in the Fundraiser of the Year category.
And fingers crossed for Carl. That's all we've got time for tonight. For live updates throughout the evening, always log on to our website. But for the moment, from the team, from Sam, from me, from all of us here, we wish you a good evening and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 6. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Shreyas Duani tells his trial he's not guilty of his new bride's murder. He says he is intense, a control freak and bisexual, but insists he's not a killer.
Also tonight, the tragic, devastating scale of Europe's illegal immigration. Survivors of a shipwreck speak out.
Cable says the Tories are liars. In an exclusive ITV news poll, most of you tell us the Liberal Democrats are irrelevant.
And Pride of Britain Awards, an honour for Stephen Sutton, who did so much to help others.
This is ITV News at 6:30 with Alistair Stewart and Mary Nightingale.
Good evening. Shreyaan Dhawani used his first day on trial for the murder of his wife to reveal personal details the prosecution is expected to highlight. He said he was bisexual, intense and controlling. But he denied orchestrating Annie Dhawani's murder, declaring himself in a strong, clear voice not guilty.
Later, there were gasps throughout the South African court as images of Annie's body were shown slumped in a taxi where she had been shot on her honeymoon. Our Africa correspondent Rohit Kachru reports from Cape Town.